In this video, we'll talk about how to file a Mechanics Lien and some frequently asked questions that we receive all the time about the lien filing process. Mechanics Liens are a very powerful tool, and because of that, there are certain prerequisites that must be followed in order to preserve that right to lien, and every state handles it differently. In most states, in order to preserve your right to file a Mechanics Lien later on, you'll have to send what we call a preliminary notice. Essentially, that's just an informational document sent at the beginning of a job, normally to an owner, maybe a GC as well, maybe some other parties have to receive it. But basically, it's just a notice that says, I'm working on your job, here's the work I'm doing, and it may have some information about the amount of work that's being done. The easiest, fastest, and simplest way to file a Mechanics Lien will usually be to walk it in and pay the fee right there. Usually that'll be with the county recorder's office, but it may be a register of deeds in your county or maybe even a town clerk. Mechanics Liens can also be filed by mail service and sometimes even electronically. After filing a Mechanics Lien, there's a couple of steps that can be taken to boost your chances of payment recovery. First, it's a good idea to send notice to anyone who has to receive notice, but it's also a good idea to send notice to anyone else on the job who might be interested that a lien claim has been filed. Someone like the GC, the lender, etc. Another really good step is to start the negotiation process, to let others on the project know that this isn't a personal thing, there's no vendetta here, you just need to be paid for the work you've done. Finally, if payment talks aren't going in the right direction, there's another document that might be able to help speed up the recovery process. We call that a certified notice of intent to foreclose. That document basically states that this is a very serious payment dispute, and if we have to file a lawsuit over the debt, we will. After a certain amount of time passes, that Mechanics Lien will no longer be valid and enforceable. So it's important to know your state's deadlines and keep an eye on it at all times. Mechanics Liens will usually lead to payment without further legal action becoming necessary. Once you've received payment for your Mechanics Lien, it's actually necessary to go back into the property record and release that claim. And that's done really simply. Basically, all that happens is certain documentation is filled out, and then that is filed in the county recorder's office, just like your lien was. The lien process changes a lot state by state, so Levelset has provided frequently asked question pages on Mechanics Liens, preliminary notices, in every state. If you need to find that information, or if those guides would be helpful to you, you can find them in the description to this video. Of course, this has been a broad overview, and it's certainly not legal advice, but I think this information should be helpful for you to understand the Mechanics Lien process and how you can use it to get paid.